Congratulations on the new show. How are you, bud?
Good, boys. How we doing?
Good. Just talking Maple Leafs. Do you miss that or what?
I did. Like it was. I had some FOMO watching you and a lot of other shows out there over the last year. Dive into a very interesting hockey team. Excuse me, getting emotional just talking about the Leafs. Very interesting hockey team. And I'm very happy that Sick Media allowed me an opportunity to dive back into that world. And I'm loving doing sports again. We're on noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Sid Seixeiro show powered by Sick Media, and we're on X and YouTube. And you guys know about that life. And I've been pleasantly surprised by how this has gone. And we haven't really talked that much Leafs. It's been a weird moment, but we're now getting into the good stuff, which I'm looking forward to.
And I was going to say, I haven't seen your take on the Leafs yet. There's been no shortage of it from everyone and their dog, but I'm curious for you, where do you think they're at? What do you think of this team, and what do you think they're going to do at this deadline?
I mean, I'm sure the chat will appreciate this, but I think this organization is in way worse trouble than people are acknowledging. Way worse. Like if we're having an honest discussion about re-signing Scott Laughton, like what are we doing? I don't understand the plan. I don't understand why they don't have a first round pick in the next 2 years. I don't understand where the prospects are. Someone needs to answer me that question. Easton Cowan, I like. It's not his time. And I think we're all kind of spinning our wheels as to what this is. And I keep hearing the conversation around Auston Matthews being, well, you can't rebuild now. Auston just re-signed. You have these prime years with Auston. You might not have a choice in that matter. I find it funny. People think the Leafs are going to choose between being a bad team or not. They have spent every asset they've had the last 10 years. A lot of good money after bad. And I don't mean to depress the both of you, because I know how you make your living. I know what this show is. I'm sorry. I'm lucky. I can dive into other stuff. I got a World Cup of soccer around the corner. I'll be fine. But like, I find the notion funny that the Leafs are in firm control of how bad they can be. Nope. I think that is coming. That avalanche is coming down the hill. And Keith Pelley has a big responsibility here as to how it's handled. Because I know in that organization, there's not an appetite to be that bad. They're the Leafs. I really sit back and I'm wondering where all the people are, guys, and you know who I'm talking about, who every trade deadline for the last 8 years was like, go all in. Where are they now? Where are they now? I don't hear them. Where are they now? You don't have a pot to piss in prospect-wise or pick-wise. Where are they now? Do everything you can to get Jake McCabe. Anything you can do. Send him to 9 teams to retain. Whatever you can do to get Jake McCabe. Like, that philosophy was so misguided, so incorrect, so false, that we're now in a situation where it's like, if they don't get one first round pick back between now and next Friday, and I'm pretty sure that's a Pelley directive, if they don't get at least one, this might be the dumbest organization in the National Hockey League.
It's a hot take.
And I don't know how else to say it. Everyone's walking around it. And the Leafs are in a really interesting spot, and they're realizing, sorry, so you're not going to give us a first for Scott Laughton? Then what the hell did we do that for? Like, it's a wild place the Leafs are in. Wild. I don't know how they're digging out of it. The more I look at it, how do you trade McMahon? Who's left? I'm asking both of you. Who's left in the organization if you trade McMahon? He might get 25 goals. What 25-goal scorer Are you calling up? You've already spent your cap money. Like who's coming in? Guys, this is a mess. I
Yeah,
know the
it
chat
is.
below us, they're going nuts. They're going to go ahead. Go ahead. Some of us have been right out here for 10 years about this core. 10. While everyone else had their head in their sand and is like, nope, they're going to win because Shanahan says they're going to win. Now you're here. And a lot of teams around you have planned better. Which roster would you take right now, the Sens or the Leafs? Right now.
Rosie, you want to go first? And I would say Senators, though. It's
I don't need to answer. I know exactly what your answer is if that's the answer. You guys talk about all the things. You hit some hot topics off the front of the show. I was listening. Now you're ducking that. Right.
People, and I mean, there's a million different takes on this team and this core and the leadership and who and Marner and all the rest of it and all the things that people have been talking about and arguing about forever. What we know is we do have Auston Matthews. I've been critical of him and his leadership and his ability to get the team over the hump, regardless of what the situation is. He's just won a gold medal. From now that we've all gotten completely depressed, on the other side of things, is there some positivity there from Leafs fans as far as their leader, who may have had some question marks about leadership, just winning a gold medal for the United States, being their captain?
Yeah, there are positives. And I didn't mean to do that off the front. But I'm tired. It is what it is, man. Like, it's just at some point, the mirror doesn't lie and you look into it. And I don't care if they're 6 points out. Like, that's not the point. The point is, like, what's the future look like? And the future with Auston Matthews is going to be fascinating. Now, you hear both sides of it. Auston Matthews now captain a gold medal winning team of the Olympics. He's going to be a change player. Yeah, I mean, is he still the same guy who went to Germany on the mystery mission last year? And none of us still know what that was? Back, wrist? We don't know. In typical Matthews fashion in the tournament, he was good. He wasn't close to the best player. So I don't know how things necessarily change on the back end here. I think if you're a Leaf fan looking for anything, and I don't blame you, I do not blame you. If you're a Leaf fan looking for any positive, yes, Auston Matthews could, in theory, be a changed player after going through this experience and this whirlwind of a media storm on the way back to the United States. Now, I thought Mitch Marner would do the same thing last year, and I'm pretty sure you guys were in the same boat, and a lot of Leaf supporters were in the same boat. Didn't really play out that way. So I don't know internationally how things carry over. I don't. So if you're looking for a positive, I will allow the Matthews narrative to run amok because there's not a lot of other positives here. So I get it, and I hope the kid, and I've said this on this show, the Sid Seixeiro show, powered by Sick Media, I hope he's a different player because then it changes everything. But I don't know if 69-goal Matthews is coming back. And I think that's strictly an injury thing. But I hope I'm wrong, and he just goes nuts here. He has one of those months, like I remember that month Marner had, that January he had a couple years ago where he just lost his mind. The Leafs are going to need something like that. No question about it. And it's not impossible to get in the playoffs if that's the goal. I don't know if that should be the goal. But if it's the goal, they're still kind of there. So those are all positives. That's as positive as you were going to hear me, guys, about this team. I am not getting any more positive than that. Matthews could go off. You never know. His confidence could be that high for his sake and the organization's sake. I hope it is.
I like this from Josh in the chat. What was the invoice to get Sid on the show? Oh, you don't want to know that answer. I want to.
Yeah, boys,
I think we're aligned.
You can buy me cheap.
I bought him Zin. I bought him some Zins. I think we're aligned in how we feel because I think the greater question for me is like, okay, you want to get into the Stanley Cup playoffs, but could anybody sit there with a straight face and say, okay, we're in the playoffs. Do we have a legitimate shot of winning a Stanley Cup? And that's where I think Keith Pelley comes into this conversation. When I say that name, what do you think of?
I think Keith Pelley, two things. Because I've known Keith a little bit, not a ton, but like a little bit, and he was very kind to me. He doesn't like to lose and to get publicly embarrassed. That's not in Keith's vocabulary. So I think a rebuild on the fly is probably the vernacular you're hearing inside the halls of MLSE. The Shanahan teardown is not happening. It is not happening. So they're going to try and figure this out in a more clever way. That's what I think. The other thing that people have to kind of remember is Rogers Communications paid $10 billion for rights for the National Hockey League. I forget the exact number, 11, 10, something like that. And as part of that crown jewel of a TV contract, a bad Leafs team is bad for business. Period. So I think the pushback you're going to get internally from Rogers and Ed Rogers and Tony Staffieri and the people running it there is understandably strong, because that TV contract, if the Leafs are a non-playoff team, is a disaster. It is an unmitigated disaster. And they know it. And the timing on it was interesting in that it was kind of on the back end of a Leaf cycle, you felt, and they still kind of went all in. We'll see if it pays out for them. Who knows? Maybe the Oilers win 3 straight cups. Maybe the Habs win a cup. I don't know. You can make the money back for sure. But the Leafs have to be good. And the Leafs have to be relevant. And the Leafs have to be playing playoff games in April and May, minimum, to make the money back. So if you're a Leaf fan watching or listening to this and you don't like the thought of a rebuild, I guarantee you, inside MLSE, you are not alone. Inside Rogers, you are not alone for a lot of reasons. So all I know is this: that Shanahan plan to get a first pick, forget it. It's going to be a long time before that happens in any purposeful way. It might happen by accident, but it's not going to happen on purpose. There's no shot.
So, I mean, I think we agree that, what comes from the top of MLSE might have different, motivations, right? You're talking about money, you're talking about revenue from the playoffs. And I mean, the hardcore fan might say, hey, let's take this year off in order to get better down the road. That might not be where MLSE lines up. I guess 2 things. What do you think they're actually going to do at the deadline? And what would you do at the deadline if you were at the helm?
If someone offers me a first for anyone on the roster, I do it. That's it.
Do you think get that for Bobby?
No. I think the discourse around McMahon is rather generous. I feel like just because the Leafs don't care about first rounders doesn't mean other teams don't. Like I think that needs to be said. And quite frankly, I'm not on Puckpedia, I don't have it in front of me, guys. My apologies. I'm pretty sure like the best teams in hockey right now that are looking at a guy like McMahon maybe don't have those picks. Maybe a couple do, but there's been a lot of dealing of those over the last several years, and I don't know what's left. But I just, when I think first round pick, if I'm another organization, Bobby McMahon and Scott Laughton do not jump to mind. Now, if we're going to talk about Oliver Ekman-Larsson with 2 years left, it's go time. I think you can get a first and a couple seconds for that player. At that cap hit, what is he, 3.5? That's nothing. That's nothing. I think Ekman-Larsson's the guy you got to watch. McMahon isn't giving you your first. Laughton, God love him. He was never in that type of airspace. The Leafs just panicked and then didn't play him, which is the craziest thing I've ever seen. But Ekman-Larsson's the guy you could maybe get a haul for. Maybe. Throw in Carlo a little under that. Now, where does that leave you in the blue line? You're in the middle of a choose your own adventure here, guys. You got to pick a road. And I think long term for the organization, Ekman-Larsson being dealt, as much as I love that guy, and I'm assuming you guys do as well, that's the move. He's an asset. He's a proven winner. He's still got his legs underneath him. The Leafs haven't driven him into the ground. He can still play and help a team. I that's the only guy I look at that's like you can get a first in maybe a couple seconds, and I think that would really help this team. Past that, if Treliving can do it, I'll give him all the kudos. But not all teams are as irresponsible as the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I think you're going to see that.
Yeah, certainly lots of moving parts. So we barely touched on the game tonight back and playing the Lightning, and a lot of moving parts to that game too with Matthews expected to play. But 25 games left, 6 points out. What needs to go right for this team to get back into the playoffs here?
Goaltending needs to be good. I think defensively they are what they are. I think they've given up more 5-on-5 goals than anyone in the league. Like they kind of are who they are. Call me crazy. I think there might be some nights you have to sit Morgan.
Yeah.
And you need to look at this team without him back there because he's not feeling it. Hopefully this break has done 44 some good. I don't know if it has, but he's played more minutes than anyone else, like anyone else. And they've given up a lot of goals. And I'm not saying it's all on him. I think some of it's on him. And they just looked kind of, I felt bad because the Leafs looked semi-responsible in Western Canada by the end of that stretch before the Olympic break. They did, right? I'm sorry. And you just can't keep, if you want to make the playoffs, again, we don't really know what the mandate is because there are a lot of people probably in the organization that also don't want to give that first round pick to the Bruins and finish in the bottom 5. The internal discussions are fascinating right now. Fascinating. If you want to make the playoffs 6 games out, Riley has to play less. The goaltending has to be really good. Because I think they're going to be kind of the same offensive team. I don't think much is going to change. That's what I think has to happen. What do you guys think has to happen for them to make it?
I think they got to play like they did after Christmas. They got to get hot as hell, and they got to do everything they weren't doing at the beginning of the season. And it has to have star power. It has to have goaltending. Their D got to be shut down and solid, and everyone's got to be on the same fucking page. They're capable of doing it. They showed that after Christmas. That was the team that we thought they were. Obviously, the consistency has been a major issue. Why the beginning of the season happened is up for speculation. But I honestly, I have no idea what is going to happen in the next 6 games and beyond. I'm curious, do you think, what's your prediction here? Do they make the playoffs or do they miss?
I think they miss. I think this will be the most Maple Leaf thing you've ever seen in your life. They'll win games this week. Play it out. They'll win games this week.
Oh.
Matthews, Rosie, hang with me, man.
Here we go.
Hang with me. They'll win games this week. Matthews looks great. Great. They get to within 3, maybe 2 points of the last wild card in the East. Pelley says, we're good. And they miss the playoffs by 2 points.
Yeah.
That's
as
what
leafy
I think
as it gets.
might happen. I think that is option 1, 2, and 4 on the table for what's about to happen. Any hope the front office is going to get here to start? Because Tampa's kind of ravaged here, right? Florida, I don't know who Florida's even going to throw out there tomorrow night. And the Sens, I don't know what headspace Tkachuk is going to be in Saturday. I don't know. So, because Tkachuk has a thing he's got to worry about tomorrow night at home. Tkachuk's a whole nother story. So, the Leafs could get points this week. I didn't think I'd be saying that. But when I look at the rosters, no Hedman tonight, I'm assuming. I don't know if that's been finalized.
I think he's in. I think Hedman's in tonight.
And they got a whole, John Cooper just lost his dad. It was announced this morning. They got a lot going on in Tampa. Condolences to Cooper and his family. But back to the Leafs, I don't know. I could see him having a good week. I could see him having a good week. Then get back.
The only thing you left out of that scenario, the only thing you left out is something absolutely insane that they do at the deadline, which is the polar opposite of what everyone thinks and completely fucks them down the road.
And they get Kadri.
Yeah, it's coming back, baby.
Honestly.
Oh, Lord.
No salary retention. No salary retention.
No.
Just bring it back. $7 million. 3 more years.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Full circle, boys. I am scared shitless about this deadline. Sid, you're the best. Welcome back. You even have a coffee mug. This is huge stuff, man. Welcome back, honestly. Love you.
Look at this. Only $90 online. It's a deal. It's a deal. See you, boys. Have a good one.
See you, bud. Thank you.
Appreciate
Take
it,
care. Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.